Hello guys, I'm going to be giving you guys a basic tutorial about the AV system so that everyone has an idea of what's going on so that we could better service our brethren here at Christian Fellowship. Okay? So here we go. It's going to be several videos and there's going to be different topics and different areas, but this first video is just going to be a basic overview of what's going on here, okay? All right, so here we go. As you guys could see, no one is in church, and it's probably the best way to do it. So I'm just going to run through this a little quick, and then we're going to do a little deeper dive as we proceed, okay? So here we go. All right. So when you come in the booth, there's a couple of things that you do, okay, to set up on Sabbath, okay? The first thing that I would say is to come early, okay? Service begins at 9:30. Sabbath school starts at 9:30, but I think it's probably better if you could get here probably like before 8, 8:45 or even 8:30, just so that you could be prepared for whatever might or might not come up, okay? So the first thing I say that you do, or you could do it in whatever order suits you, but I'll say the first thing is to change the batteries in the microphone, okay? Regardless of what happens, even if you use the mic just once, always change the battery, okay? That's a must, because service is long, okay? And if a mic is under use, you do not want the microphone to cut off in the middle of service, and that there could, stress the service out, okay? Then, after you change the battery, okay, throw them away. Do not keep them around. Throw them away, okay? Don't have them, I know sometimes I ask folks to change the battery and right away I said, please put this in the garbage for me. I tell everybody just throw them away because you do not want old batteries to get mixed up with new batteries and, it just becomes unproductive for the service, okay? Second thing, okay, is that you turn on the speakers, okay? Up is on, as you could see. If you could see through the camera, you're supposed to be able to see off, but up is on, okay? And when you turn it on, you see those blue lights at the top, right there? That means that the speaker is on, okay? After that, you're gonna come over here to the rack, okay? And turn on the power button, which is power up, okay? And it was adjusted. Before it used to take a long time, but now it takes like a minute or so, a minute or less, right? Yeah. Okay. So once the power comes off, as you could see, the CD player comes on, all the microphones, basses come on, the amplifier comes on, everything lights up, okay? There's no need to touch anything over here except for powering up the system and powering it down, which we're gonna end with, and using the CD player. That's all you touch here. There's nothing else to really touch, okay? The only reason why you will be touching something is if, you have a little bit more advanced training. After that, you turn on the cameras, okay? And when you turn on the cameras, you should start seeing them moving. Okay, they're supposed to be flickering up. I think Yeah, you're supposed to see them moving, okay? All of them are setting in their position, okay? Forward, okay? After you turn on the camera, okay, you come over here, all right, and turn on the TV. Okay. Okay, and you select input number 3. Okay, as you can see, there's no signal. Why? Because the BlackMagic device, which controls the camera, is not on. So you plug it in the back. Okay, it's in the back there. Plug it in. You plug it in. It's supposed to pop up. Okay. And once it pops up, you're supposed to see the cameras pop up on the TV. That means that you're on your way. All right. Now, this little button, this little screen right here, it's not much to it, but there's some critical things that you need to do. Okay. The video output that goes into Zoom or even into whatever recording software that we'll be using to stream our program, okay, needs a feed from our aux, okay? And now our aux, okay, is set up in a certain way. Okay, so these are the critical things you need to know. As you guys could see, master there, okay? But we need to set up our aux in which video, when you're switching back and forth here between the cameras, in which this program screen need to be shown, there needs to be some adjustment right here with this screen here on the BlackMagic device. All right, you need to set your aux. So what you do, you click on menu, okay, and as you could see, it says camera 1. Okay, the program source, you're not gonna really worry about that. Your problem is the aux source. Okay, program source is fine. What you worry about is aux source, okay? And as you could see, it's saying color bar. All right, so what you want to do, you want to click set, and then you want to switch it, okay, to program. All right, so again, it usually shows up on camera colored bars. Okay, so what you want to do, you want to make sure that you use this knob here on your right hand side. Turn it until you see program and you hit set. Okay, you click back menu, and that's all you need to do. Why that's important? Okay, that's important so that when you switch, okay, so that when you switch here from camera 1, 2, 3, sorry, when you switch from camera 1, 2, 3, okay, let's do it again. When you switch from camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, you're able to switch, you're able to see the program, which is the feed that's going out to the folks that's watching online. You're able to see it once the aux is set up properly. Okay, if it's not set up, like for example, if this is click here, all right, you see you have this light that shows up. You see program there, and it gets, you know, it gets into some stuff. Okay, so always make sure that that light is not clicked, because once aux lights up, you get this screen here. So once it's not clicked, you're able to switch properly. Okay, and once the aux is set up, okay, you could switch properly, where, you know, you switch between camera feeds and all of that stuff. Okay, so it's critical that every time you come in, you set the aux right. Okay, very critical, because without that, you're not able to switch between cameras. Okay, and when you're switching between cameras, all you simply have to do, okay, is just make sure that your shot is set up in preview, and then after it's done in preview, after that shot is ready in preview, you could either press auto, or you could use this knob here to switch between. Okay, let me pan out a little bit with this. Okay, as you can see, key cut. Once you click auto, it switches between scenes, or you could use the knob and switch between cameras. Okay, preview, it's what you're seeing, is what you're preparing for next. Program is what goes out. Okay, and when you look here, whatever is red, that's the program that's being shown. Okay, red is for program, green is for preview. Okay, red is for what's being shown out there, green is for what's being previewed. Okay, so that's something that, you know, you want to pay close attention to. Another little thing over here that we need to pay close attention to is the IP controller. Okay, which all you need to do in the back is just plug in this Ethernet cable right here. Just plug it into the back, make sure that it's plugged in. Yep, just plug it in here. All right, and then you're gonna see it's gonna take a little while. Sometimes it gets stuck, okay? But it populates very quickly. What that does is that it controls the different cameras, you know, like camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, and it's labeled 1, 2, 3. And this knob here is like a little remote control, okay, that, you know, turns the cameras around. So once you click cam 3, and you use the knob, okay, you see you move around. Okay, you move around, you go in and out, in and out, and that's it. Now these numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, they have, once you press them, there's certain shots that they're set for. Okay, 2, I think this is just 1. Yeah, they got certain shots, preset shots. You know, once you press on them, 1, 2, 3, it has some presets, set shots. So it helps, you know, it helps to set up the camera in a certain way. Same thing with camera number 2. Once you press, you know, 1 or 2, okay, you see there's some preset shots, you know. Camera number 3, okay, there's some preset shots. As you can see, some preset shots. Okay, so that's the basics of what happens over here with the BlackMagic device and the cameras, okay? Now, we're gonna scoot over to the computer, okay? It's a Mac, and you know, most people know, most of the times the computer is already on. If it's not on, you just turn the power button on in the back. And of course you hear that chime-in sound. That's of the Mac. All right. It's pretty fast. By the way, if you're hearing a clicking sound in the back, if you're here, just start hearing it. That's the static of the Ethernet cable that's plugged into the speaker. Okay. For our purposes, you guys know where the password is, right? If you guys don't know, you could always ask someone in the department, and they know, and everybody know where the password is. I'm not gonna put that on tape, right? So once you click and you put in your password, you go into a couple of programs, right? Okay. So what's critical again is the lights, which is the DMX. Okay. Make sure that you turn the lights on. Okay, it's there. And also there's a button in front there that you use to turn on the lights, okay? There's another button or switch rather that turns on the lights, okay? What you want to click is scene number 3. Okay, scene number 3 turns on all the lights. Yeah, sorry, I think it's scene number 1, sorry, scene number 1. Yeah, but I'm working with this, I'm working to adjust these because what I do for my purposes, I duplicate scene number 3, click on it, becomes scene number 5. I click on palette and then scroll over here to this last one, which is the RGB color, so that you could get a proper color of the video, because it goes out, once it's just on 3, it looks very funny, okay? So I always do that every Sabbath, but I'm gonna try to set it up in a way where you just press one scene and you're good to go. All right? And then you see it's a little bit duller in front there because there's another light in the front that you need to turn on. So you turn that switch on in front, okay? After that now, the next thing is the ATEP software, okay? So the ATEP software works directly with the BlackMagic device, and you could use it. You could use the ATEP software, to switch between cameras, because it works. It all works, They're all computer interface, so you could use it. You could switch between cameras, As you could see, it has preview and program. And again, whatever goes out is programmed. You know, whatever is going out is programmed, and it's red. Whatever you're previewing, it's green. Okay, and you see there's different transitional mix. Okay, you have the dip. Okay, you got a dip color. Okay, you got the wipe. You know, and you got the stinge. Okay, so you got different things. You could mess around with it, but we just pretty much use the mix, right? Or blend. On top of that now, you have media files that you could put in there, okay, that you could see. Then you have audio, then you have the audio. Now, this is where we're most concerned, because the switcher, you know, most persons are going to be sitting right here using it, so they're not necessarily going to be, you know, focusing on this, focus on the interface, right? But what's critical with this interface, okay, is the audio section. Sometimes, you know, folks come in very low, okay, and you know, you're gonna need to turn up the audio just a little bit. You're not supposed to if your mixer is set up the right way, okay? But as we're getting to where we need to go, all right, it's critical that this that you're aware of this master volume, okay? Or, you know, I personally use the XLR. I turn up the XLR volume instead of the master volume because I don't necessarily like to touch the master volume. I just use the XLR volume, okay? But the point of this is that if it's trending all the way at the bottom here, very low, okay, and it's just green all the way bottom, you need to have it a little bit above 10 or unity, as it were. This little line that's brighter than others, and then the other line you need to have it right here at unity, so that you could get the best possible sound quality being set up. Okay, I'm gonna digress for just one quick minute. All of these things are controlled via Ethernet, sorry, okay? And this is this thing right here that you see, this is an Ethernet. It's called a switcher. And it helps, you know, it's called an edge switch, and it controls all the devices, you know, the mixing board, okay, the BlackMagic Device. It controls a lot of stuff, okay? The Apple TV, you know, all of them are controlled via Ethernet or internet, okay? So there's that camera up there too that Darnell, he's still in, you know, he watches, he could watch from his location, okay? So all of these things are controlled via Ethernet cable. Just want to let you guys know. So when you're ready to go a little bit more hardcore and more in depth about these things, you know, you'll be able to be more aware of it, okay? Now, after we're done with that basic, okay, after that's done, the light's on, you know, you have your ATEP controller on. The next thing that we go to is Zoom, all right? So I log on from Zoom via my Zoom login, my Zoom information, because it has all the password and everything set up for Zoom. So it's saved already, okay? So you always go to previous, and and then you go down to Christian Fellowship Service and you click start. Okay, and you open Zoom.us and then you turn it on. Okay, then you hit join. Okay, now there's a couple of things. Okay, as you could see, you see the built-in microphone. It's internal, it's built-in microphone. All right. When you look down there, you see you could hear the volume and the mic sound. You could hear it's clicking there. You could see the green button. All right. What you see that's not click is the BlackMagic Ultra Mini Recorder. I want to make it very clear that if the BlackMagic Ultra Studio Mini Recorder is not click, you're not going to be able to hear the microphones or the pastor talking. Okay, you're going to be able to hear stuff in the house, but it's not going to be going over via Zoom. Okay, now once you click on the BlackMagic device, okay, this thing comes up, okay, and it says it's unable to access your microphone, and it asks now for the administrator password, okay, and that there is a problem that I've been trying to figure it out, but I haven't as yet. Anyway, so what I do, I hit continue, and then I put in the admin password. Okay? Admin password is only used for out of necessity, because you don't want, folks to be using the admin password to be doing anything on the computer that they're not supposed to, or, resetting settings, okay? You don't want that out there, okay? So after I put in the admin password, all of these things come up. Zoom can detect, please check your microphone. Zoom can detect, please check. This continues 5 times, and it's going to be like that for a couple of seconds. Okay? It's going to be like that for a couple of seconds. All right? And you just got to wait it out. Okay? You don't do anything. You just got to wait it out. Okay? You just got to wait it out. All right. Your default microphone has changed to, and that's it. It means that it's done. All right. It means that it's done. Okay. As you could see, the BlackMagic device is selected. Okay. This means that it's working, but we're going to revisit this a little bit, okay, because there's a connection between this here and the mixing board, okay? You have to check to make sure that that Zoom is receiving input, okay, from the BlackMagic device, okay? All right. Okay. Okay, so now you're gonna come over here, okay? And this is the audio board, okay? It's an extremely powerful board for those people who are sound engineers and just sound enthusiasts. This board is extremely powerful. It could do a lot of stuff, and I'll be sending some videos on it so that you guys could train and see what's going on, okay? All right. Now, this board, what you do, you turn on the power in the back. Okay, the power button is in the back, and then everything lights up. Okay, X32, and you're gonna see everything start lining up and the buttons start moving. Very cool, very cool. Okay, as you guys could see, all right, this right here, or what you call bus, okay, and a bus is described as a fader that sends information to different channels, okay? Let me explain. For example, okay, this here, the main out is called the main bus, okay? Because this sends information or sound to the house speaker, as it were. Okay, these speakers in the front, those speakers in the back, and you know, it sends information everywhere. Okay, the main sound, okay? But there's also other buses, okay, or what we call, or you would, you know, for your purposes, I would call it other mains, but let me not confuse y'all, okay? This right here is the main that sends information to the speakers out there, all right? And these here are the different bus, okay? If you look closely, okay, these bus, okay, are in these buses, okay, and when you use the word bus, it carries, okay? Just think about carrying something. These buses take information to different things, okay? So, for example, as you could see, there's a bus that is controlled with the computer aux send, okay? All right, there's a bus that's controlled with the pastor. There's a bus that's controlled with the instruments, which is like the piano. There's a bus that's controlled by praise team. All right. As of now, you know, we don't necessarily use these like that, but they're there. Okay. What we primarily use, okay, is the buses here. Bus 8 through 1 through 8, 9 through 6. You have matrix main. All these stuff you're gonna learn, but for our intents and purposes, okay, these are the main that these buses are the main buses. Buses 1 through 8 that we use, okay? Bus 8 is the main one that we use. As you could see, this here is the bus 1 and 2. You see record left, record right. These two buses here goes directly, okay, let me pull this back. These two buses goes directly to the BlackMagic device. And remember earlier, I told you guys that we're gonna come back when we're setting up the Zoom. We're gonna come back, okay, to the BlackMagic device. All right. If these are muted, okay, these are the two buses that send sound out online. Okay, these are the two main buses. If these two buses are muted, there's no audio sound. Okay, there's no sound to the BlackMagic device. Vice versa, there's no sound to the mics. Okay, in Zoom. All right. So you want to always make sure that these are unmuted. Okay, and then you're gonna test with a microphone. Okay, to make sure that there's sound. always test, always check it. Always make sure that BlackMagic Device is clicked. Okay, always make sure that built-in built-in output is checked to headphones. All right, so after you're done making sure that all those things are checked, you make sure that the microphones, these mutes, are off. Okay, they're on because you don't want, sometimes there's sound that's bleeding through, and you don't want that sound to bleed through anywhere else. So let's look at the channels. All right, you got channel 1 to 16, you got 17 to 32, but for our intents and purposes, we use channel 1 to 16 and we use the aux. Okay, the aux in. Okay, now primarily aux 1 and 2 is for this computer right here. Okay, when you're playing YouTube videos or CD players or CDs, you got to make sure that aux in is pressed and you turn up and down the volume here and make sure that they're not muted. Okay, once they're muted, again, no sound is coming out of it. All right, and we primarily use this computer and the CD there because remember that CD player there, only the aux in over there is working. The CDs, I've tried CDs and they don't work over there. So we have been relegated into using these, using the CD player on this computer now. All right, so what we do, okay, again, so getting back to our original point, we use the aux here to control the volume of this computer. And as you could see right here, we also have the aux for the Mac computer, which is the output or the headphones of that computer, of this computer, going into the mixing board, okay? And we also have the aux for the CD player, but for right now, we don't necessarily use the CD player too much. If it's needed, we use it, but we don't really use it because the CD player is not working, okay? Like that, it hasn't been functional. And there's no need to buy another one because, CDs, for the lack of a better word, is being phased out or obsolete. People still use it. I still make them, but most people are using iPads, and you could always unplug this cord from that computer and plug in someone's iPad. But you could also plug in the iPad into the CD player over there, okay, using that auxiliary cable. Let me show you guys, someone's iPhone, or you could use the regular aux cable, plug in here. Once it's plugged in, okay, you control the volume where it says CDs. You press aux and USB, CDs, these two would control the volume. Okay, and the volume for that computer is controlled right here. All right, then we go back now into channel 1 through 16 of this mixing board. All right, critical, the pulpit mic. Always make sure that that's unmuted. You could keep it muted, but you just have to be aware of it, okay? Just make sure that it's never off, okay? Then you have the different microphones. Now, as you guys could see, these buttons are very red, and then you see that there's sounds, it's clipping out. It's because those microphones, once they're off, okay, those are the bass. These microphones, once they're off, okay, they start to make this clipping sound. I don't know why. I have to do some investigation, but this is why we have to get new microphones. It's critical. All right, but that's something that we'll be working on in the future, in very near future. Okay, and I don't know if these frequencies is frying the mixer from the inside. I don't, I'm just not comfortable with it, so I'm gonna do my best to figure it out or just get rid of these mics. Anyway, yeah. So when you come in, after you change the batteries on the microphone, turn them on to avoid this this little clip. All right. So you wanna make sure that the mics are on properly. Another critical thing on the board is to make sure that the piano is on. Okay, the organ, I keep the organ muted for this reason. The organ has a very heavy sound, and once it comes through in the mixing board, it just clogs up the sound and it becomes woo. So the organ microphone is usually muted. I'm working on making sure that we could hear the organ, but it sounds crisp and clean. All right. So now let's get into a wrap up session. Okay. So once that's on, right? Once all the microphones are on, you test your sound, okay? So I'll turn on this, this Sennheiser. Let's turn it on. Okay. Yep. As you can see, the battery is dead from Sabbath, so yeah, just always remember to change your battery, okay? It's critical. These microphones, always, make sure that, hey, this volume is on, okay? So let's, as you can see, it's right here. Test. Let me turn on my monitor. Testing. You're not hearing anything. Why? Because it's muted, okay? So let's unmute it. Testing. So you guys are hearing right now, it's just the monitor, okay? Because remember earlier I turned off the in-house sound. All right, so once that's on, all right, you check right here to make sure, okay? Bus 128, you check to make sure that you're getting signal, okay? This shows that, this microphone is sent to bus 1 and 2, which is connected to the BlackMagic Device. As you can see, the BlackMagic Device is getting signal and it's ready to go. Now, when you come over here, okay, what are we seeing? We're not seeing anything moving. Okay, when you come over here, you're not seeing anything moving. Okay? So even after you put in the administrative password, you're not seeing anything moving. Okay? So what I usually do is that I turn on the microphone, okay? I'm sorry, the camera, okay? And you select, you know, you can select anyone, but I usually go here, all right? You select, and this camera is showing, this view here is showing what those cameras over there are seeing, okay? And I continue talking to see until this starts to move, all right? So there's a couple of things that work with it. You could switch between microphones, okay? You go to the built-in microphones, then you switch back to the BlackMagic device and you see, voila, it's showing right now, okay? All right, at first it was not showing, but you went to built-in microphones, okay, and then you go back to BlackMagic device and you see it's, you know, the sound is coming through now. So now the sound of these microphones here is coming through, and that's it, you know. People could hear near and abroad on Zoom, and that is it, okay? So once all of these things are working proficiently, okay, we are good to go. And that's pretty much it, all right, of a basic setup of our sound system. There's a couple of critical things that you guys need to know, and for the full complete setup, and these are critical, and you know, it is important that you get it done. The first thing is just let's make sure that the TV, this input is checked under this HDMI device input is selected onto input number 2. Okay. All right. This BlackMagic device, make sure that this input is set onto input number 2, and you have the remotes here, and you just turn on the TVs, okay? Okay, you have this one for the back, this one for the front. The LG TVs are in front. Okay, as you see, I came closer, so they came back on. Came on. Then you turn them on, as you could see. All right. And you remember I was telling you guys earlier that when you turn on, there's a switch in front that you need to turn on for these lights here. Always come and make sure that this switch is on. Okay? And boom, as you see, and then there was lights, okay? You have to turn them off when you're done too. All right? Okay. And these, of course, you guys know are the monitors, okay? The camera's up there, all right? And after that, you turn on the TV in the back here using this sharp remote. So you turn it on, okay? And usually it's on HDMI 3, okay? If for whatever reason it's not on HDMI 3, just press TV. It's supposed to go automatically onto HDMI 3, okay? All right. So after you select number 2 there, okay, you come over here and turn on this Mac computer, and it's gonna just be on Mac. I'll usually sometimes we get Windows and all that stuff, but it's just gonna be on Mac. And all of this popping up here, I'm just gonna wipe it out. And you know, they asked me to update, not now. So you join the meeting. Okay, after you join, put in your code 1 2 3 4 5. You join. You could join with video, and then you're gonna mute. Then you're gonna mute join with computer audio. Okay, this is usually muted. Okay, and then you just widen the screen, make it full screen. Okay, and that there is connected through this HDMI cord that's attached to this device right here that shows it throughout the church. Okay, TV in the back, TV in the front. Now I have to just remember to turn off this camera, because you see, turn off the camera in the Zoom meeting. I have to figure out a way in which we could connect the lyrics directly on the screen so that people could show it in real time, and the audio and everything so that it could be shown in real time, you know? That's something that we have to work on, okay? Because there's usually a delay on Sabbaths. But, you know, if there's anything that, you know, we could do, just let me know, all right? Any way out to fix this or adjust it, you know, let me know. So that's it, you know, full, complete setup. You got the computer on, microphones on, bass on, everything is on, okay? And that's pretty much it. Well, I didn't turn on that computer because, you know, you guys know how to turn on a computer, but, you know, the power button for this computer is right here, okay? The headphone jack, where this is usually plugged in, it's all the way at the bottom, at the side, right here. And the mouse and keyboard uses AA batteries, okay? And the account that we use on here is SoundTech, okay? SoundTech. SoundTech. That's the account that we use. Yeah, we use the account SoundTech, and okay, and I'll just play like a test audio file on this. Okay, with this computer, I'll play a test audio file. Okay, no, don't download. I guess this gotta update a little bit later. All right. Okay, as you could see, you gotta remember to unmute this, okay, so that the audio could come out into the aux send, okay? If this is muted, then you have no sound, okay? If this muted, then you have no sound. If this is muted, the sound is diminished because it's coming out of just the monitor. If the monitor is muted, you have no sound. If the sub bass is muted, you have absolutely no sound. So just always remember to don't have these buttons muted. Okay? All right. And like I stated earlier before, we use the CD player there in the back to play the sound, okay? And you just, once this is muted, I mute this when I'm not using it, or the team mute it when they're not using it, because you don't want anything to bleed into the system by accident. So when it's not being used, mute, but make sure you check to unmute when it's not being used. All right? So that's what this computer over here does. Okay? The last but not least, okay, I'm gonna tell you guys about something that we have here. This is the next gym that's called Apple TV. Okay, so basically, if someone has a Mac computer, you could connect directly to this Apple TV and it could show on the screen so people could see the slides. Okay, and you select Apple TV by selecting number 1. Okay, all right, and then as you can see, all the TVs, okay, go on what we call AirPlay. Okay, and if I had another Mac, I was gonna connect it via AirPlay, but we have a Mac computer here. Okay, we have another Mac computer here, but that will never work because this is outdated. This is a 2011 Mac. The AirPlay is not going to work on that. So this is a 2019 Mac. Okay, all you simply do on most Macs is that you have this little button right here. You click on it, click on CFSDA, all right, and voila. As you can see, the computer is connected, okay, to all those TVs there. All right? Okay, and you probably might need to use this for various for different reasons, okay? But mostly if someone is coming to church to present a presentation, it's better if they come with their Macs and just connect to the screen directly, and the people get to see it, and in church, and that's it. And once you're no longer using it, you just click turn off AirPlay. All right, turn off AirPlay, and it goes back to green. Okay. And, you just go back, you select channel number 2. Okay. And it blinks a little bit, and voila, it pops back up, okay? That little thing on the screen, I'll just reinstall the OS on this so we don't have that thing constantly popping up. And that's, that's a pretty broad, that's an overview of everything that goes on, with the communication department, okay? It's an overview of everything that goes on back here, okay? A good overview, all right? Now, it gets extreme, it gets complicated, it gets more in-depth, and the more in-depth you get, it's gonna be better for you. But for right now, this is the first video of, you know, first video of more to come, rather. All right, there's gonna be more videos to come, but this is more an in-depth look at what we do back here every week. All right, and I just wanted you guys to see this, know this, and be aware. Okay, but there's gonna be a lot more that you guys are gonna learn. But this is just a overview to get you started, okay? Get you started. All right, so I'm gonna summarize very quickly. You could rewatch the video from top to bottom so you could know what's going on, but I'm just gonna summarize because everything is on, okay? So what you do when you come in for Sabbath, okay? You turn on the you power up this power supply, okay? It turns on all the devices in the rack. Then you go and you turn on the speaker, okay? You plug in the BlackMagic device. You use the remote, okay, to go to HDMI 3. You know, this pops up after, before you turn on the cameras here. You use this joystick to control the camera. You select aux. You select menu on the BlackMagic device to make sure that it's auxiliary source that's chosen. Okay, make sure, click menu, you hit select, make sure that program is selected, okay, so that you could switch between back and forth, switch between cameras. You come on over here, you turn on the ATEV device, okay, where you primarily deal with the audio, okay, all right, then you turn on the lights, okay, channel 3, okay, you also turn it on in front there too, okay, then you go to zoom, you make sure that it's selected, make sure that BlackMagic device is selected. You gotta have the password because, Zoom does a little thing with that, with the microphones. Okay, then you come over here, you turn on the power of the Behringer X32 Mixer. Okay, the power supply is in the back, you turn it on, and then you turn on this computer here if you need to play other audio from singers. You use the remote to turn on the TVs, okay? And then, you turn on this computer that shows, what's going on in Zoom to all the other monitors here. And over here, you make sure that this channel 2 is selected. Make sure that channel 1 is for if you want to connect a Mac computer to show on the various screens. And that's just a brief overview of everything that I just said, summarized in just a couple of words. All right. So guys, thank you for watching. God bless. God be with you. And there's going to be more coming up. And this is just how things, how things are designed for right now. If there's any improvement that, I see or you guys have in which we could do things a little bit better, please let me know. But remember, when you come with suggestions, okay, you got to think, why are you suggesting this number? That's the first question you got to ask yourself, because it's important. You know, I'll say this. Yeah, I'll say this. It's important that when you come, you know, if you have any improvements to the department, you know, please let me know. But also, you know, give me the why. Okay, why is this software or program necessary, and how is it going to help the department? Because there's the old saying, there's 1,001 ways to skin a cat, okay? There's a million and one ways to do communication right, okay? It's communication, you know, or audiovisual rather. It's not just a monolithic thing. You know, different people are using different things and different software, and I've spoken to a lot of people, and a lot of people are doing different things. So does it fit for us? Would this help us? Do we need it? You know, and how is it gonna change worship for the better? Okay, so any suggestion is good. I'm willing to accept it, but just make sure it's something that we need or something that's gonna, you know, improve us. Okay, and you know, feel free to suggest anything. You know, the most I could say is that it doesn't fit in or it doesn't make any sense. And if you feel strongly about it, I'm willing to, you know, take a look at it, because there's things that I've said no to that, you know, in the end turned out to be very positive. Okay. All right, guys. So thank you for watching. Oh, we forgot one critical thing. All these things are turned on. Okay. So we got to turn it off. All right. And it's so much easier to turn it off than to turn it on. Okay, so we start off with one critical thing, which is don't turn on the mixer. Don't turn off the mixer. Okay, power down first. Okay, as you guys see, that's it. Power down first, then you turn off the speaker. Okay, all right, then you unplug the BlackMagic device in the back, because there's no power switch, and you turn off the TV. Okay, turn off the cameras right here. Okay, then, oh, I forgot. I forgot. Then you go to My DMX and you turn off the lights. Remember, there's that light in front. You got to turn that off too. Okay? Then you come over here, shut down the computer. Okay? All right? And then you power off the mixer in the back. All right? And then you turn off this, then you turn off you shut down the computer. Okay, I just want you guys to know one thing. I didn't mention this monitor here. This is a secondary monitor, so when we are showing slides or whatever on Zoom, you have a clear monitor on the left instead of showing slides and you're seeing all this thing right here, okay? So this is why this monitor was purchased, okay? All right, so once you're done, you just shut down your computer, okay? Oh yeah, you gotta end the Zoom meeting, right? End meeting for all. All right, so you shut down this computer and you just shut down this too, okay? And then you get your remote and turn off the TVs. All right, you just go boom, okay? Because you see signal, okay? Turn it off. strangely enough, when you're turning off the TVs, you could turn it off from the back, but when you turn it on, it requires you to go a little closer. I'm going to show you guys what I mean. All right, you see, look. Yeah, it turns off all the way from the back. But when you're closer, and you know, when you turn it on, you have to be a little bit closer. Okay, so you turn off the TV. And again, just remember to turn off. Oh, yeah. Sometimes, well, not sometimes, the lights turn off by themselves. Okay, in the back there on the computer too. So don't necessarily need to turn this off, but I still turn it off anyway. Just that you got to remember to turn it back on when you turn on the lights. All right? Okay, and that's it, guys. That's it. Thank you for watching. God be with you. God be with us all. Bye-bye. Last but not least, guys, please remember we're still in COVID season, so always remember to change these microphone covers when people bring it back to you guys. Ask them if they could please take it off and put it in the garbage, please. All right? And always be kind to remember to plug the keyboard in the back at least once a week or every other week. Okay, I'm gonna try to get another one so that we could plug the mouse in so that, you know, it's not, you know, it doesn't die. That's why I have this HP backup mouse here. Like, I brought it and I left it here just in case this mouse ever goes dead. You have that backup mouse there. All right.